Now what we're going to do is we're going to look at a leading coefficient. So if you're looking at letter C, notice that we have a leading coefficient of 2, and this one also is 2. Whenever it's a circle, these are always going to be the same. So we're going to take each of the terms and we're going to divide them by 2. That gives us x squared plus 8x plus y squared plus 4y equals 4. Now we're going to do the same process as before. We're going to complete the square. So for the first one, we have the 8 divided by 2 squared. 4 squared is 16. So I have x squared plus 8x plus 16. And then for my other one, I have the 4 over 2 squared. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 squared is 4. So I have y squared plus 4y plus 4 is equal to, I bring down my 4. I added a 16 and a 4. So on the other side, I add a 16 and I add a 4. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor. So if you're looking at this first one, when I factor it, I get an x plus 4 squared. When I factor this trinomial, I get a square binomial, y plus 2 squared. And then on the right side of the equation, I add up all my terms. So 4 plus 16 is 20, plus 4 is 24. So this is my equation in vertex form. I'm going to find the center of my circle, which remember is the opposites, -4, -2. And then when I find the radius, it's always the square root. So I'm going to take the square root of 24, and I know that 24 is 4 and 6, and the square root of 4 is 2, so my radius is 2 squared root of 6. Looking at my last example, first thing I notice is there's a leading coefficient of 3. So that means each of my terms are going to be divided by 3. I get x squared plus 6x plus, x squared plus 2x plus y squared equals 4. Now this one's slightly different. If you look, we have to complete the square for the x's, but the y's, all we have is a y squared. This is really nice. We just have to leave the y alone. So with the x's, we're going to take the 2, divide it by 2, and square it, and we get 1. So I have x squared plus 2x plus 1 plus y squared equals 4. And remember, because I added the 1, I have to add 1 on the other side. Now I'm going to factor my trinomial, and I get x plus 1 squared. The y I just bring down, and 4 plus 1 is 5. So the center of my circle would be -1 and 0, because the y squared would just be 0. And then the square root of 5 is really easy. It's just the square root of 5. And that right there would be my answer.